Ta-da. Come on then. Okay. So the battery. Hang on, sorry. Hi guys. Woohoo. Right. Okay. Got my creased up top on. Doesn't matter. So it's all a bit rushed for my wife because she's doing the buffet for the kids' party. There's I think it's over 40 people going, maybe 50. Obviously, a lot of them are kids, but she's done a lot of food. My wife always makes a massive buffet, and then half of it gets put in the bin. But oh well, keep her happy, eh? So it's defending Elvis Presley. We've got half hour, maybe a bit longer, but what it is, the battery's low on my phone, so half an hour I think at a push. I thought obviously we got Ella and Princess. My daughter's here. Hello. It's my daughter beeping away. She's Talia and she's nearly 19. Let's just get past these people. Perfect weather for gardening, mate. Oh yeah, you should be out having fun, shouldn't you? Yeah, bank holiday coming up. Yeah. Have a day off tomorrow. So, speaking to the local gardener, seems like a nice guy, doesn't he? So I'm a bit snorty today. Sorry, I keep snivelling. So what we're going to talk about? I'm hoping we're on defending Elvis. Pretty sure we are. Are we or not? It's too late now. We've already started. So I posted a video today. It has Billy Smith in there. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Billy and EFM, Elvis Fans Matters, and always say please subscribe to them. They're great. They have a great Facebook page as well. I support all the Smiths, including Memphis Mafia Kid and Danny. Now, I've been getting questions, people asking things about the last day of Elvis's life, the last night of Elvis's life. Now, I have sort of been avoiding the topic. It's quite a negative topic. But I also feel that the fans want to discuss it, yeah? Elvis fans, of course, yeah? So we are going to cover it. Let me just get past these people, guys. So, guys, we are going to discuss what happened. We're going to try, if I can find something, we're going to try and go through the timeline. I will do some research as well and watch some videos. And I'll try and understand what happened. Now, I'm not... Hang on, he's just done a poo. 1 second. One second, guys. 1 second, guys. Let's pick up the poo. Right. 1, 2. Right. 1 second. Okay, right, so this isn't going to be, this live streams we do concerning Elvis's last day, and probably the day after. I'm even going to discuss the consequences of how everyone was affected after Elvis died, because obviously a lot of people relied on Elvis. So there was a lot of the people affected, you know, their incomes, where they lived, you know, the Smiths, 100%, yeah? So I'm going to discuss the before and the after. It's going to be more than one live stream. Now, this isn't a trash Elvis live stream. I will not be going into the ins and outs of the prescribed medication. It's so hard for me to read the book about it. Hi, Linda, how are you? Linda, are we on defending Elvis? And have you seen my post I've done this morning, my short Billy Smith's, just the one that discusses a very small detail of what happened the night before. Yeah, it's only like, quickly watch it, Linda. It's only about 30 seconds long. It's a short, I think. And because we're discussing it now a bit, yeah? So yeah, I'm not interested in talking about Elvis's medication and trying to make him look bad. The whole point, I have Billy's book from 1986. Is that the book I've got is the Memphis Mafia book, the one that you mentioned to me. I'm not sure who sent it me. It might have been you, Linda. Someone sent me that Memphis Mafia book, the big fat book. That's the book I've got. So the 1986 book, Linda, what do you think of it? I'm not sure who sent me that book. Obviously you sent me quite a few, didn't you? Which I massively appreciate. Now, I'm not going to do the live streams concerning Elvis's last night, to trash him. I'm doing it so that we, the fans... All right, you haven't started it yet. The book I was sent, I think it's called The Memphis Mafia and something else. I can't remember. It's a very fat book, yeah? But you know it because you've quoted some things on it for me. So... we're going to do it tastefully. It's not really what I want to know about. Let me just get there's some people going past me on the bike. So I'm rushing because we've got Tino's birthday party. Tino's birthday party is at 3, but we're going to a different party at 1. So I've got to quickly do this before I just walking the dogs, Ella and Princess, quickly before we go. We might need time to research what was said. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. He's loving it. He's had the time of his life. The time of his life. I always get people beeping at me now. I'm the guy walking down the road with his phone on a stick every day, 2-3 times a day, with his dogs. So, which can be odd for some people. We had a bit of road rage the other day. So no, I won't go. I am not interested in understanding. Yeah, very true. Thank you, Linda. I'm not interested in understanding what Elvis was taking when he became very unwell. It's not something I want to go into. It's not something I want to learn about. What I will do is I'll defend Elvis. So I'll try and explain to people what health problems Elvis had, what medical conditions Elvis suffered with, chronic conditions Elvis was born with. I will discuss that. Obviously his insomnia, his constipation, his colon problems. You know, I definitely will go into that. Yeah, Linda, anything you do, send it me and I'll read it out. Anything like that. You know, like, I don't know if you noticed, Linda, but Andrew Morenin, he's a researcher. He was on Joe Sin's show the other day, his research. Joe Sin's read out his email. So send me stuff, I'll read it out, Linda. An impartial look at things. Well, you know that anyway, because I've done it with you many times. So, yeah, I'm not going to pick apart Elvis's different medical things that he took because it's not a topic I want to cover. But I will say this. I will say this about the prescribed medications Elvis was taking. Wherever he got them, yeah, he was just trying to get better. He was just trying to get better. Wasn't he? Doesn't it boil down to that with Elvis? he was trying to ease his pain, soothe his pain. I think Elvis truly believed that a pill could fix anything, you know, any illness. Doesn't matter what it was. It could be just as simple as a headache. Yeah, I've done a few videos on Dr. Nick. Hi, Tony. Thank you. Yep, there we go. Hi, Matthew. Elvis was trying to sleep. Come on. I think Elvis trying to sleep was probably the number one reason why he started taking anything. How much sleep Elvis lost shortened his life. I agree. Matt, we agree on that. Insomnia, and he had the worst case of it, didn't he? Right, so the dogs are pulling me back. Thanks, Tony. Hope you're good. I'm doing a quick live before we go. We're going to take Tino to somebody else's birthday party. One of his friends in his class. He's going tobogganing. And then after that, he goes to his own party, which is at 3 o'clock, which is in like a scout hut. Do you know what a scout hut is? Yeah, we agree with everything that I say. Yeah, I know, Matt. You agree with everything I say. Thanks. Only joking, mate. I'm a Star Trek fan as well. So, just so you know, Matthew, you'll be pleased to know that I was a massive Star Trek fan all through the 70s. So was my dad. I watched all of the Star Treks, and then when they started becoming movies, I watched everyone. So that's something we got in common, eh, Matt? And Batman. But more Star Trek. I even like Star Wars. So yes, as I was saying, it's funny because Linda, one of my... No. Nicola. I'm going to email you something else Joyce said in her book. Thank you. Now Linda... No, Nicola bought Tino a tiny little cuddly Star Wars toy. And it made me realise that I've never watched Star Wars with Tino. I watched Star Wars with Yasmin, with my older kids, Rio, Gio and Talia. My favourite one is the first one, yeah? Is it A New Hope? Star Wars A New Hope? And I've never watched it with Tino and Yasmin. So when Nicola sent me this gift for Tino, she sent me a few things. And he loved his gifts, by the way, Nicola. And I gave him this little Star Wars toy. It's a little cuddly toy, yeah? Yeah. Of course, I went to watch Star Wars when it came out many, many times, yeah? But my point is, it just made me realise when Nicola gave these gifts for Tino, is that Tino's never watched Star Wars. I'm like, how can you be a good dad if you don't watch Star Wars with your son? Now, he likes Superman. The original Superman, we've watched many times. Yeah. And in fact, Tino, when he was little, I used to play the Superman theme to make him fall asleep. I would just I would put it on my phone and put it on repeat. And it would make him fall asleep when he was a baby crying. Give him a bit of milk. I've never watched any Star Wars. The first one you'll like, Linda, because it starts off almost like a family adventure. God, my hair is blurring around now. Before you go up into space and having the galactic battles, there's quite a family start to it. So that wins you over. The beginning of the first Star Wars, A New Hope, wins you over, and then you start getting into the galactic space wars. I loved Superman, my God. I loved Superman, the first one with Christopher Reeve, so much that I kept sneaking into the cinema to watch it. So, loved it, absolutely loved it. I would say the Supermans were probably my favourite thing as a kid in the cinema other than Grease. Grease was number one. Grease was my top. But saying that, when I was 3, I loved Mary Poppins. So Mary Poppins as a kid, as a tiny child, I went with my waitress. So my dad had a little cafe, his waitress took me. And she let us watch it 2 times, she was very kind. We had her under the thumb, her name was Anita. Anita let us watch Mary Poppins in the cinema 2 times. I never forget Anita. Christopher Reeve embodied heroism. Oh, I love Christopher Reeve. Matt, did you know he came to my town? Matt, have you watched the film Remains of the Day? Remains of the Day with Anthony Hopkins. Now, one of my businesses was a fish and chip shop, so it sold fish and chips, yeah? Pie and chips, sausage and chips, all that. And it was opposite the beach. Look it up, you'll like it. Remains of the Day. Look it up. Matt, you will love it. It's got Christopher Reeve, who plays a wealthy businessman. Anthony Hopkins, who plays a butler. It's just a brilliant film, and it actually concerns World War I or World War II. I think it was World War II. No, it could have been World War I. No, it was World War II. World War II, yeah. Yeah, Remains of the Day. Well, Tony, they filmed some of it in my opposite my chip shop, and Christopher Reeve, the characters, had my chips. So when they were doing the filming of Remains of the Day, they went onto the Grand Pier, this big long pier, and they changed the Grand Pier to look Victorian. And they needed some chips for the scene. There was a scene in that movie where they eat chips. They get fish and chips from the pier. So they went and got the chips from my chip shop, which was in front of the pier, the Grand Pier. So a couple of the characters in the movie are eating my chips. The annoying thing is that I never got to see Christopher Reeve, which he was definitely in my town. There was quite a lot of pictures taken of Christopher Reeve with Weston-super-Mare people. I never got to see him, which is disappointing, because I really like Christopher Reeve. Hillbilly, Steve McQueen. Yeah, I love Steve McQueen. I love him. I love his film. He's, again, one of my favourite actors, Steve McQueen. Always has been. He's a real man's man, isn't he, Steve McQueen? And the way he died is horrible. Yeah, he really tried to save himself, Steve McQueen. So sad. All right, you're on about a series, yeah. Remains of the Day. You know, Anthony Hopkins is very good in that Remains of the Day. I got a feeling it might even be free on YouTube. I'm not sure. What year was it filmed? Whew. I reckon it was in the 90s. Now, let me just think. I bought the chip shop in 1991. I owned it for 14 years with my twin brother. We actually sold our cars to buy it. We rented it. We had a lease, so we rented it. We bought the lease. Yeah, Matt, you're right, and I don't. You're right, Matt, and I don't eat chips anymore. Chips were one of the main causes of my health problems with my colon. Chips gave me ulcerative colitis. Vegetable oil, yeah, cooked in vegetable oil. Now, if they were cooked in saturated fat, it might have been all right. Anyway, back to what I was trying to say earlier. So we are going to discuss Elvis's last date, but not from the point of view of his medication and what he took, just what he did. Obviously, we all know he went to the dentist. I want to try and see if we can look at the last 24 hours of Elvis, hour by hour, just what he was doing, who he was with. You know, with Ginger. Sorry, my battery's going to run out soon. with Ginger Oldham, with Billy Smith, just whoever he was with on that last day, who he spoke to. You know, maybe we could discuss the last pictures of Elvis, the last few pictures that were taken. Because people have been asking me. Billy Smith mentions washing his hair, yeah, stuff like that. Did he actually cut it? I can't remember now, but definitely washing it, yeah. Drying it, that's it, drying his hair, that's it, that's what happened, yeah. Of course, so just things like that, you know, just, yeah, like we, obviously, the last songs he played on the piano, and I'm trying to remember the title. Is it Crying in the Something? I can't remember now. So we are going to do that. Now, I'm still going to do some more stuff with Austin Butler, but the problem is, you know me, I get all excited about a topic. And then I get sidetracked, and then I lose the excitement. Now, we did 3, maybe even 4 live streams concerning Baz Luhrmann's biopic and Austin Butler. So I need a break from that topic. Now, yesterday, yeah, I've watched all these last 24 hours things. I've watched them all. Some of them just I don't like. I think they're quite horrible and degrading to Elvis. So I'm not interested in the drug ones. I won't be talking about Elvis's drug medication. I won't be talking about it. Yeah, he played racquetball. Yeah, Unchained Melody and Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. That's it, Crying in the Rain. Yes, that's it. So we're going to just go through that and just have a live stream on it. Now, yesterday I was completely sidetracked by Priscilla, the fact that she'd launched this tour in the UK. I was quite gobsmacked that she's going to be so close to me, you know, 20 minutes from where I live. I'm not interested in seeing Priscilla, just something that doesn't appeal to me. But quite a few of you guys have messaged me saying, oh, you should go, you should have your say. But come on, guys, she's not going to let me speak to her. She's not going to let me ask her questions. They might not even let me in the door. If they check the CCTV and it's me, I don't think I'd even get in the door, would I? But I could also say, does she even know who I am? Guys, do you think she knows who I am? Probably not. Remember, I've just got a small little YouTube channel. Yes, we discuss our views on Priscilla. We expose the wrongdoing to Elvis by Priscilla. But is she interested in what we have to say? Do you think I've upset her? What do you think, guys? I ask you now, do any of you think Priscilla even knows who I am? Probably not. Her security, yeah. But I do like to think... No, I think, Linda, they are doing a question thing at the end. You pay, it's £135, and you get a meet and greet. I don't know if they allow questions, but you can sit in a room with her for 30 minutes. I think the sit in the room with her bit for 30 minutes before the show, I think it is sold out, yeah? Yay, Linda's on her way there. So, now I actually, do you know what? Yes, Priscilla may be upset with me because I do expose the wrongdoing, yeah? Hi, Angie. I'm just having a quick live stream. What would you ask? What would I ask? Sorry, that was quick. What would I ask Priscilla? Well, the problem, it's a good question. The problem is there's so many questions. Why were you so cruel in the second divorce settlement when you knew how sick he was? I know that the divorce settlement went on for a while, but it was still going on when he died. Did you not notice how unwell he was? So that's one of my questions. What else would I ask? Why do you keep calling him the love of your life when you... Yeah, there we are. That's a good question, Linda. Why did you keep calling him the love of your life when you were with Marco Garibaldi for 22 years, with Michael Edwards for 6 or 7, with Mike Stone before, yeah? Why do you act like you've never had any other boyfriends other than Elvis? Probably things like that. So, right, oh my God, there's loads of people around here. You know what I'm like with loads of people, guys. Get embarrassed. I actually think I'm quite fair to Priscilla, because I think whenever you look at my live streams, you will always hear me say, well, not always, but quite regularly, I will say, let's look at both sides of the story and try and be fair. Do you know the difference between widow and ex-wife? Come on. I think I'm quite fair to Priscilla, yeah? Because what I do when you guys are asking questions, if I think you're being too one-sided and too biased against her, I try to say, come on, let's be fair. Let's look at both sides of it. Trust me, even when we're being fair, we still expose her, yeah? I actually think that when we're being fair, we expose her more because it's more credible. Get it, guys? If our channel is known that it will look at both sides of the story, then at least then when we give opinions, people take us a bit more seriously. If our channel is just known that we're just very one-sided and we just all hate Priscilla and we just hate on her and we always side against her, we'll never be taken seriously. So I like to think that because I do have a strong push to make sure that people are more open-minded, you know, there's no way that I'll accept that Priscilla that Elvis just hated Priscilla and never wanted to be with her, never wanted to do anything with her. I won't accept that. He clearly, obviously did like her. Otherwise, she wouldn't have managed to get to Graceland. So I do like to think that when I discuss Priscilla, even though I expose her a lot every day, I do like to think that we do try to see both sides of the coin. But even when we see both sides of the coin, guys, come on, she's so easy to expose because there's so many things that she's done that are wrong. So we expose Priscilla without hate. So I like to think that if Priscilla watched one of my videos, live streams, that yes, she won't like what I say, she won't like what I expose, she won't like that I bring up all these different topics that show her up, yeah? That make her look greedy and selfish and cunning and bitter, angry and envious. You know, there's so many words I can use to describe Priscilla's wrongdoing to Elvis and to Lisa and to Riley. But I think she would also see that I try to stick to the facts, yeah? Do I think Elvis loved all the women he was with? I think in his own way, yeah. I think in his own way, but you know, come on, we know what... Love's a funny thing, you know? You know, it goes through phases. You have the ups and downs. Even the best relationships, you have phases, don't you? Where you have good patches, bad patches, good times, bad times. But so the love changes. It's not straightforward, is it? Deep down, I think he probably still loved Linda. He was with her for... was it 4 years? But he was clearly seeing other people. Do you think Elvis ever stopped loving them? I think deep down in his own way, he still loved them. I really do. I think Elvis in his own way always loved Anita Wood, June Junico, maybe even Dixie and Magdalene, you know, and Linda and Priscilla as the mum. Come on, Priscilla was the mum. So you get a certain kind of affection just because it's the mum of Lisa. So yeah, I think probably the answer to your question, Matt, is yeah. In his own way, I think he did keep loving them. But we don't know, do we? We weren't there. Most common thing I have to say, we weren't there. So that's it, I'm nearly home now, guys. I think Elvis really felt love for each. Yeah, I agree. Linda, I think you're right. I think I'd go along with that because he was so soft-natured, soft-hearted, so good-hearted, kind-hearted. He just, what's that saying? They wear their heart on their sleeve. Do you think Elvis forgave them no matter what they did? Yes, I do. Yes, I 100% do. I think Elvis was all about forgiving, including Priscilla. But I also think he was very angry with Priscilla and the Mike Stone thing. Yeah, he was very empathic, yes. So yes, Matt, I do think Elvis forgave every single one of them. Yeah? It's like people, a lot of the things we do here on Defending Elvis, people say to me, oh, Elvis wouldn't do that. Elvis wouldn't, because some people have accused us of hate, of being very negative on the way we do Defending Elvis topics on our channel here. But I always say to them, yeah, you're right, Elvis wouldn't do it, because I'm not Elvis. I always say, yeah, Elvis was too nice, too empathic, too kind, too loving, too caring. Now I'm kind. Now I'm kind, loving, caring, and I'm empathic, but not to the degree Elvis was. Elvis literally was so nice that he allowed people to get away with things that really the average person wouldn't. Have you ever heard from Salvatore? No, I keep messaging him, Martha. I messaged him yesterday, no reply. Sending you email now about the medical situation Joyce spoke about. Okay, thank you. He had to have so much love for humanity. Yeah, there we are. Look, I'm a kind person. I got a good heart, but not like Elvis. So when people say to me, oh, Elvis, you shouldn't do what you're doing because Elvis wouldn't, I'm like, yeah, but I'm not Elvis. You get it, guys? But I don't have a nasty bone in me, but I know how to stand up for myself. I know how to defend myself. I do forgive people, but when I forgive them, I don't want to know them. Does that make sense to you guys? I will forgive people, but that doesn't mean I want to be their friend. So I forgive and move on. I never carry hate. I never carry bitterness or resentment. That's not my way, yeah? I also never forget. I'm a bit like an elephant. I also never forget. If I've been mistreated, I won't forget it. So yeah, the general thing is we got a few topics to go over. So obviously we are going to Tino's. Tino's got two different parties today. He's got his friend's party, and then he's got his own party at 3. His friend's party's at 1. Aurora, my wife, has already made all the food and that. She's prepared. She does it all. She buys all the presents, wraps them up, does all she does it all. My wife just handles all that stuff. She knows I'm no good at that kind of stuff. Tino's very happy. Very happy. He's like beaming. So to anyone that sent him anything, thank you. Anyone that, a couple of you sent him a few pounds and some gifts, thank you so much. He does appreciate it. And I would say of all my family, Tino is the most Team Elvis, the most, yeah. He will go out of his way to stick his head in the camera so he can say hello. Yeah, 5 years old today, love it. So, okay, guys, I'm gonna go inside, and I don't think I'm gonna get back on today, but you never know. You never know. Let's just see what happens. I could end up doing another dog walk. I may end up doing one live. I don't know. Let's just see how the day unfolds. But thanks for joining me on this walk. And I have posted a very short clip of Billy Smith. Tell me what you think of it, guys. Thanks then. Cheers. Bye.